Howdy, welcome to BanjoBenClark.com. I am Banjo Ben, your host here on the website that teaches you how to play guitar, banjo. This week's Mandolin Week. You know, several months ago I uploaded a new type of lesson where we explored how to play backup in ballads in the key of A. People loved it, and they requested other keys. So here's another installment of that. We're going to look at how to play backup, really pretty pattern backup for ballads that are in the key of G. I'm going to teach you 3 different pick hand patterns, and then we're going to look at the scale, the G major scale, and how to walk in between these patterns leading into other chords. This is a very practical lesson that works from slow songs all the way to mid-tempo songs when you want something else besides just a chop. Okay? So if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, here in a moment, I'll ask you to come over to BanjoBenClark.com. You can join as a Gold Pick member. You can watch this 20+ minute video lesson. And then I have tabs in PDF and TEF file formats. Then I have 3 different speeds of MP3 rhythm tracks of the guitar playing really slowly so you can practice these techniques and get better at playing this ballad backup. Let's check it out now. You know, it's true. What's true, Ben? Well, it's true that most of our bluegrass mandolin backup is going to be centered around the chop, right? And I have quite a bit of stuff teaching those chop techniques here on the side, but there's going to be times, there will be instances, well, you'll want to use something different than a chop, particularly whenever you're using these, playing these slow ballads. And that's what we're going to look at today, playing, you know, ballad backup in the key of G. And this is so useful, especially whenever maybe it fits your time to fill in a verse. We're going to learn some really pretty techniques. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to learn the 4 basic open chords that are in the key of G. We're going to learn 3 different pick hand patterns to get through those chords on our strings, and then we're going to learn how to connect them together using the G major scale, which is really fun. And I'll give you some practical ways to practice that. Now, our 4 chords that we're going to look at in the key of G are obviously G, and then we have C, D, and E minor we're going to look at. So we're just going to do some open versions. There's several different ways of playing these chords, as you know, but the first one is just this basic open G chord. We're going to have our 3rd fret on the 1st string, 2nd fret on the 2nd string, and the bottom 2 are opens. Open, open, 2, 3. So there's our G chord that we're going to use for this particular lesson. Now for our C chord, we're going to take those same 2 fingers and just move them up 1 string, both of them, to where they play the 2nd and 3rd frets on the middle 2 strings, so that we have open, 2, 3, open. There's our C chord. So G, C, pretty simple. Now for our D chord, we're going to play the 2nd frets on the top and bottom string. So that we have 2nd fret, open, open, 2nd fret. That's the D chord we're going to use. And then our E minor chord looks like this. There's several different ones, but we're going to borrow the middle 2 strings on the 2nd fret. Okay, I'm going to do that by pointing that finger, flattening it out, pointing it back towards my right shoulder. Borrow those middle 2, and then with my ring finger, I'm going to grab the 3rd fret of the 1st string. So that we have open, 2, 2, 3. That may take a little practice, but you want to get them clear. Okay, so let's look at our first pattern that we're going to learn with our pick hand. Let's throw up the first line of tab there. This is the forward pattern. You'll see that I have our chord names above each one of the measures. But also we have those black arrows beneath each one of the notes. Those are our pick stroke direction indicators. Okay, so a down arrow would be a down stroke, up arrow would be an upstroke. And I want you to try to do alternate picking with this. Of course, most of the songs that you use this with may be slow enough where you can do everything with an upstroke or just do whatever strokes you want. But I encourage you to do the alternate pick strokes because that's going to enable you to get faster and faster as the songs get faster. So this first pattern is very basic. It's just simply a forward pattern. We're going to start on the lowest string with a downstroke. We're going to go to the next higher string with an up, next higher string with a down, and then the top string with an up. Okay, and if we lay down our G chord like we have there in measure 1, it's going to sound like this. And then we do it twice in a row, measure 1. You want to try to get those notes. You want to be in tune, first of all, but then you also want to try to get those notes clear. If you have any buzzing or muting, which is going to happen, mandolins are small neck, but you can work at it and get it clear. Make those fingers rounded. So that's what it sounds like over the G chord. And then we're going to switch measure 2 to the C chord. So we just take those 2 fingers and move them up. For a D chord, measure 3. Same right hand pattern or pick hand pattern. Then we go to that E minor for measure 4. And this is just a great exercise. This is really good to work on our pick hand accuracy, right? Hitting these strings, not missing them. So let's play it through slowly, measures 1 through 4. Try to make your strings, your notes as clear as possible. So you can pause and just practice that and get more comfortable with it. But let me introduce you to the next pick pattern, measure 5. I'm going to call it a mixed pattern. This mimics what I might do on banjo with a mixed roll.